Hi, my name is Brooke and I am a senior this year, and I will be showing you how to do problem number 8. So first off in the question, I want to focus on, it says there are 3 consecutive positive integers. So we already know right off the bat we're going to have an A, we're going to have a B, and a C. So now that we know that, we are going to continue on with the question, and it says that the product of the smaller 2 integers, so we know we're going to be multiplying 2 integers. So first we're going to do A is we're going to leave it alone because that's our smallest. B is going to equal A plus 1 because it's consecutive. And C is going to equal A plus 2 because it's 2 after A. So the product of the smaller 2 integers, so we know we're going to be multiplying A times B. So A times A plus 1, we're going to leave it right there. So the product of the smaller 2 integers is 5 less than 5 times the largest integer. Sounds like a mouthful, but we can handle it. So it's going to equal 5 times the largest integer, so which is A plus 2, so that's C, right? But then there's 5 less from that, so you're going to subtract 5 right here. Okay, we have our formula set up, so now all we have to do is FOIL. So to FOIL, you're going to do A times A and A times 1. That's going to equal A squared plus A. Then we're going to FOIL the other side. 5 times A and 5 times 2. So it's 5A plus 10. Then minus 5 at the end. Okay? So now that we have that there, we have to combine like terms. I'm going to go on the other page to do that. So I'm going to set up our formula again, which is A squared plus A to equal to 5A plus 10 minus 5. Okay, so we're going to subtract 5A from A, which is going to give us A squared minus 4A, which is equal to 10 minus 5. Well, we're going to do 10 minus 5, which is 5. And we have to bring 5 over here, so you're going to subtract from 5. So our final problem right here is A squared minus 4A minus 5 equals 0. So from there, we have to factor it out into our 2 little bubbles. So I'm going to set up our 2 little bubbles down here. So we're going to set up the t, which is negative 5, because we have to have a product to make negative 5, but it has to add up to equal negative 4, which is our center right here and our end right there. So negative 5 only has 2 factors, right? There's a 5 and a 1. So right down here, we know that there's only a leading coefficient of 1 on A, so you know there's already going to be a singular A. But we do know that because 4 is negative, there's going to be a negative and a positive. But now you try to figure out which one is negative. Well, in order for 5 and 1 to equal negative 4, 5 has to be negative and the 1 has to be positive. So it's A minus 5 and A plus 1 is equal to 0. So from there, we're going to go to our 0 property. So we're going to see if A minus 5 equals 0 and A plus 1 is equal to 0. So you just add the 5 over, which is A equals 5. You subtract the 1 over, which is A equals negative 1. Well, let's go back to our problem here. Our problem says we have 3 consecutive positive integers, right? So therefore, we know that our A is going to equal 5. So from there, all you have to do is figure out, well, since A is 5, then B has to equal 6, and C has to equal 7 because they're consecutive. So we can plug it into our original formula, which was A times B is equal to 5 times C minus 5. So we'll plug that in, and 5 times 6 is equal to 5 times 7 minus 5. Well, 5 times 6 is 30, and 5 times 7 is 35. And 35 minus 5 is equal to 30. So we have 30 equals 30, and that's correct. But the problem didn't ask that. The problem asked what was the smallest positive integer in the 3 consecutive integers. And the smallest one we have is 5. So your answer would be 5. Another way I went about doing this was I wrote right off the bat the question was A times B is equal to 5 times C minus 5. And from there I just guessed and checked with numbers, and I got 5 times 6 is equal to 7 times 5 minus 5. And I did what we did previously, and I got the answer was equal to 5. But to do it full out and make sure that you're correct, especially since this isn't a multiple choice question, the right way to do it would be to use the formula that I used here. So, I hope that helped and we got the right answer.